Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey here, and on today's episode, we're gonna do something that you guys have been begging me to do. We're gonna reveal who's under the mask of the kitty. That's right. We're gonna go through all the clues and the pitch correct audio, and we're also gonna compare the voices. We're gonna really hit this one hard because you guys have been guessing everyone from Emma Watson to a bunch of people who I've never heard of. Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. Now, if you're new to the YouTube channel, hi, how are you? My name is Joey Contino. I'm an executive audio producer here in New York City, where it's my job to go ahead and provide audio for my clients. And when that audio sounds bad, it's my job to make it sound good, whether that's taking out a high frequency, maybe a low frequency, or in this case, it's figuring out the pitch correct for our contestants. That's right. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, every single week, The Masked Singer gives us these clue packages. And in those clue packages are the celebrities talking. But Fox is smart. They say, we can't let them hear the real voices. Because if they do, they're going to recognize who's under the mask. So they speed up the voices and pitch them up or pitch them down if you're talking about the rhino or the white tiger. That way you have no idea who it is. But doing what I do, I figured I could slow it down and I could pitch correct it. That way we can hear the real celebrity voice. Now that plus the clues, we can determine who is under the mask. Now we've been using this system since episode 1 of season 1, and we've gotten every single person right with the exception of one, and I will never live it down. Why? Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and go through the clues and pitch correct for the kitty. #1 requested video you guys ever asked for. If you want to see our other reveal videos, I'll have them in the description below. I have all of them on there with the exception of the Night Angel, just because I haven't had time to do that one yet. And you guys want me to do this one first. Now, before we dive into it, you guys have asked a lot about the pins that I've been sharing on my community page on YouTube. This is what they are. These are the pins that we actually made for this channel. You guys actually helped make them with me. It says, "I knew it," which is Nick's catchphrase because, you know, the mask comes off and the first thing Nick says is, "I knew it." No, you didn't, Nick. You didn't know it. I'm going to put the link below if you want to go ahead and purchase this or one of my t-shirts or hoodies or so on and so forth. Anyway, if you're like me, you have a computer filled with a bunch of notes from every episode of every single character. I'm assuming you're not like me, you're not crazy like me, because I watch the show at least 3 times before I do a video. But we've seen the kitty 4 times now. That's 4 episodes of clues to tie this person together. So let's go ahead, talk about the clues that we have so far, then do a little bit of pitch correcting, and then we're going to dive into who we think it is. So the first time we saw the kitty was episode 4, aka it's week 1 of Group B. The kitty's first clues were we saw black and white clips. She's saying that in all of her wildest dreams, she never thought she'd be on this kind of show. She said that the show is a little bit of heaven, where I can wipe the slate clean and be pure as snow. There were some items that were clues in the video, such as opera glasses, which one of the men in black were wearing. There was a crashing rose and pirates. I know, kind of interesting. She admitted that she is lonely because people think of her as who she used to be and not who she is now. And the last clue she gave, she said that no one has ever seen her like this before. After that, we saw her in episode 5. We learned that she likes to sew. She is sewing a modern dress for a family member's ball. She likes to draw and designs clothes by drawing them. There was a reference to magic. And lastly, she talks about a big transformation. After that is episode 6, which was the last episode of Group B. Her best friend, who gave the clues, spoke of the kitty talking about enduring bullying and that she didn't have many friends as a kid and got bullied at school for being weird. Then after that, we saw 2 clues. One was a Fabergé egg and one was a candelabra. And then after that, she mentioned that she does a lot of poems. She likes to direct horror movies, as we're learning it's not real movies, it's like home movies. And she has a flair for the dramatic, and that she also has a very dark side. The last clue of that episode, she gave a bracelet to Robin Thicke that said fireworks on it. Now, the last clues we had were from episode 10, and those clues were, Kitty said regardless of her success at a young age, she has always struggled with her self-image. She said that her mind only saw ugliness and darkness in the mirror. So obviously she has a lot of issues going on. Her super clue was the Christmas tree costume, or just the tree costume. I'm calling it Christmas tree. From season 2, which was, and I'm going to say her name wrong, I'm sorry, Ana Gasteyer from SNL. Her bonus clue was that she got her start in movies from someone famous who gave her a role, which was Robert Redford. That's a big name and a big clue. Now, there was one added clue that they started off the episode with, which was like, Group A did this, Group B does this, and this so many followers. Well, Group B's big clue for all three of them was that they had been interviewed by Oprah. Now it's time for the pitch correct audio. Now, we are changing how we're doing this. We used to pitch correct all of the clue packages, but we found out that when they're talking on stage with Nick, they have to have their voices disguised. And it has to be done within a split second so that the audience doesn't hear the real voice. So I had figured that that audio is going to be a lot easier to pitch correct. And it was. We've been doing that every week, at least for the past 6 weeks. But this is the audio they gave us.
I was not dreaming when Robert Redford helped me to get my very first role.
Now here's our pitch correct audio.
I was not dreaming when Robert Redford helped me to get my very first role.
So you have enough audio there to make an educated guess just on the voice. Now I know a lot of you guys are guessing Emma Watson, which I don't hear any British accent, so I can't imagine it being her. I know a lot of you guys are saying Kate Bosworth, or whatever her last name is. I have no idea what it is. But I also don't hear that in her voice, and there is really one person whose voice I can hear in that. I think it's Jackie Evancho. Now, I know you're going to yell at me. Joey, it can't be Jackie. It just can't be. I refuse to believe that. Let's go through the audio once again. I'm going to go ahead and play an interview clip of Jackie talking. We'll probably, we'll do, just to make it easier on you guys, we'll go ahead and play the kitty talking into Jackie. And then after that, we'll compare the singing voice. Because I know a lot of you are going to be saying, but she sings opera. She sings more than opera. So here is the kitty talking into Jackie. Listen.
I was not dreaming when Robert Redford helped me to get my very first role.
I'm starting to realize that being a perfect role model is also showing that you're not perfect.
So that sounds like her. But what about the singing voice? Well, she sings a lot of different genres, especially on this show. So let's go ahead and compare just a pop song, or, we'll just find another song, okay? We'll go ahead and compare the kitty singing to her singing. Take a listen.
And I banished every memory you and I had ever made. Like deja vu, with my hands up on you. Ooh.
The vibrato, the tone, that all sounds the same to me. And I know a lot of you are going to keep arguing in the comment section. Don't curse me out, I promise you. This is who I think it is, and not to say that I've been right all the time. I have been wrong once, so I could be wrong. But let's go through all the clues, and we can decide together, right? So we're going to start off with episode 4 once again. The first clues, which were the black and white clues, and her saying, "Never in my wildest dreams." We do know that her 4th album was Songs from the Silver Screen, so the black and white would make sense there. In All My Wildest Dreams, it turns out that her first 2 albums refer to dreams in the title. So it's Prelude to a Dream and Dream With Me. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird that they piece those 2 together very nicely. After that, she talked about being pure as snow. Well, we know she puts out a ton of Christmas albums that obviously have to do with snow. We saw opera glasses, which she's an opera singer, so it would make sense for there to be some kind of opera glasses there. She talked about being lonely because people think of her or who she used to be and not what she is now. Well, I mean, when she got her start on America's Got Talent, she was a kid. Very, very young. And to be honest with you, when you guys started guessing who she was, I was like, that young kid? She's not a young kid anymore. She's a young woman. And so it's hard for people to kind of piece that together, that she's not this little kid anymore. She's a woman. She's singing all of these older songs now. In that episode, we saw the Pirates and the Crashing Rose. Well, the Pirates, she's from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Pirates is their local baseball team, which she has sang the national anthem at least 4 or 5 times. I mean, there's videos of that online, too, you could check out. The Crashing Rose. This one is actually interesting because a lot of my followers kind of argue about what this means and how it relates to her. I think it's from Phantom of the Opera, because the rose is significant during that entire musical. And she has sang Phantom of the Opera soundtrack many of times, so to me that matches up. A few other people online on Instagram says one could be from her song Apocalypse, or someone else says it could be the song La Vive en Rose, which doesn't it mean like Into the Pink? It's not rose, it means Into the Pink or something like that. And the last clue we had is that she says no one has ever seen her like this before, and that's true because we never really get to see her sing anything besides opera, so it's kind of nice. So that's episode 4. Next is episode 5, learning that she likes to sew. She does like to sew. When she was talking to Oprah, she talked about liking to sew and something else. She talked about doing a modern dress for a family member's ball. Now this one, you could take this one in different directions. I went with it with a different way. She has a brother who went through a massive transformation, a gender transformation. And it came to me, at least reading the things online, that she used to make clothes for her. And that at one point tried to help make her some kind of prom dress. So, I mean, to me, I feel like that matches up. I know you're going to argue and be like, well, no, that doesn't really make much sense. But that's the only connection I could find. The next clue is that she likes to draw. And there's a YouTube video on her own YouTube channel talking about drawing. I mean, take a look.
Drawing is one of my passions.
After that was the magic reference. We do know she was on an episode of Wizards of Waverly Place, which featured Selena Gomez. I don't know why I wanted to mention that, but it does feature Selena Gomez. After that, the clues were from episode 6, which is the last episode of Group B. Her best friend got on and talked about how she was bullied, and we did find out she was bullied a lot, and she actually is open about it. She's done tons of interviews, print and TV interviews about being bullied. We saw 2 different physical objects. One was a Fabergé egg, and the other one was a candelabra. Now, the egg refers to her time in Russia performing at, I think she was in St. Petersburg Square, or at least performing right there in St. Petersburg, which was a big deal, because it's not every day that you get asked to sing in Russia. Have you been asked to sing in Russia? I don't think so. And when it comes to the candelabra, I feel like that's, once again, a Phantom of the Opera reference. I mean, if you watch the movie, he carries that thing around like he owns it. Well, he does own it, I guess, at that point. Or does he not? He's in the death. Is that his? I don't know. Phantom of the Opera questions. She once again mentioned writing poems, which she does write poems, and talked to Oprah about that. When it comes to the horror films, she's written and directed some of her high school and middle school horror films. Nothing that has been in the movies or on TV. It's just something fun she's done. The last clue was the bracelet that said fireworks to Robin Thicke. It turns out that both of them performed at the Grove Tree Lighting and Fireworks Celebration in LA. Now, the last clues were from episode 10, aka the most recent. There's 5 clues left. Are you guys agreeing so far? Let me know in the comment section. The first clue from episode 10, the kitty said regardless of her success at a young age, she's always struggled with self-image, and that her mind only saw ugly and darkness in the mirror. Well, we do know she started singing when she was very, very young. Did America's Got Talent when she was very, very young. And she has struggled with body, I'm going to say this wrong because you know me, I can't speak English. Dysmorphia? Maybe I said that right. Something she has definitely spoken about in plenty of interviews. One of the big clues from that episode is that she brought back the Christmas tree, aka Anna Gasteyer. And that clue right there, if you remember, she was remembered for most of her Christmas stuff. Well, Jackie's one of those who's remembered for Christmas stuff too. I mean, she's put out countless Christmas albums and singles. Now, we had 2 bonus clues from that episode. One was that she had gotten help in acting for her first role with Robert Redford, and it turns out that's true. As far as I know, she's only really appeared in 1 movie, and that movie is, oh gosh, it's The Company You Keep. She played the daughter of Redford's character. And the other bonus clip was the fact that Group B all had an interview with Oprah, and it turns out Jackie did. Here's a clip of that.
Jackie has been on tour with America's Got Talent for the past few weeks. And
so there you guys go. I know this was a long video. I'm so sorry. But I wanted to go through all the clues and let's give you some kind of big breakdown of everything. Because I know a lot of you guys keep arguing about this and really wanted this video. And so I wanted to give it justice and really hit it hard. Now, if you want to go ahead and listen to all the rest of the Pitch Correct audio, I'll go ahead and put that on for you right now. Take a listen.
Being here feels like such an opportunity to break out of my shell.
I may be a kangaroo, but I've never lived in Australia.
I was not dreaming when Robert Redford helped me to get my very first role.
I could tell you this. Blue collar has many, many meanings. When I say blue collar, I'm a funny guy, but I'm not stand-up funny.
I am actually not a trained dancer at all. Do you feel me, baby?
I'm not just a voice, I'm in Mogo.
I'm not nearly as tall as you think I am.
Not as much what I'm not, but maybe what I've never had traditional voice training.
Now feel free to comment below who you think that is. Now I want to thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. If you want one of our pins or hoodies or shirts, I'll go ahead and put the links below as the merchandise links. There are 2 different links you can click on. And if you made it to the end of the video, you know I like to leave you guys with a question to answer in the comment section. My question for you is this. What is the one thing you're doing at home right now to make your mind not go crazy? I kind of want to know. Me, it's doing these videos. You guys are actually helping me out. So thank you guys. I'll see you later. I'm Joey. Bye.